she could be the girl of his dreams, if only he knew her contact information. That would be more difficult to come by. David had already tried calling the telephone operating company, but they refused to give out any employee information. In the meantime, he was content to come up with a variety of reasons to use the telephone. Each day he indulged in listening to her voice as she told him the address of the bookstore or connected him through to his next-door neighbor. Any excuse was good enough for David. For Dorothy Pantaleo, the operator with the chapped lips, she was tired of the barrage of telephone calls. She was flattered, to be sure, but Dorothy did not appreciate the roundabout way this man was getting to know her. Unlike most telephone operators of the day, Dorothy was not a naturally chatty and mild man. She only took the job because at the time she was young and did not know that she would stay stuck as an operator for the next 20 years of her life. Dorothy figured she would have been married after just 1 year on the job. Her boyfriend joined the army and was away fighting in Europe. Then one day she got the telegram telling her he was dead. She could remember it perfectly. It was during her lunch break after a morning of talking and connecting when her boss pulled her into his office.
All right, help me down.
Her neighbor had called saying there was an officer outside of her apartment and that he had an important message to deliver. She knew before she got home what the telegram would say. Nonetheless, she took the bus down past the cemetery and all the brick and ivy she used to find beautiful. Now it would only represent the place Bobby would spend the rest of eternity. Their kids would have had his blonde hair and his brown eyes. Instead, she filled her emptiness with cats. The man on the other end of the telephone knew none of this. Being none the wiser, David continued his efforts to get to know Dorothy. He called the operator at least once every hour in the hopes that Dorothy might just pick up. She found his persistence cute, but could not imagine what plans he had for them. After all, he sounded nice enough over the telephone, but what did she really know about him? What did he know about her? It seemed naive to think that their relationship, if it could even be called a relationship, had any place but on the telephone. Still, he was determined, and Dorothy grew to like the attention more and more. Eventually, she was convinced that maybe it was time to meet in person. Additionally, David felt as if he was getting to know the woman on the other side of the wire. Each conversation grew longer in length until finally she agreed to meet him for dinner at 4 Farthings. David was originally from Los Angeles and relatively new in town, so this was the only place he could think to take her. They would meet on the corner of Cleveland and Lincoln at 6:30 p.m. after they both got off work. David could barely contain his excitement in meeting Dorothy. He pictured her with straight, thick, silky auburn hair and cat-eye glasses that were oh so fashionable in 1964. She would be petite, of course, no more than 5'2", and young. Her voice conveyed a maturity that only caused David to be more enamored with her. Nothing was more seductive than a beautiful woman who was sure of herself. Dorothy was nervous as she walked the Chicago streets glowing yellow from the fluorescent street lamps above. She barely knew this person she was about to meet. She knew even less of his motives for meeting her. Why me? She was a thought that had crossed her mind many times. She had worked hard, but after Bobby died, some of her fire died with him. Dorothy needed to revamp her life. Maybe this man was just what she needed. His voice suggested an innocence that was uncommon in men her own age. Otherwise, a dinner out on the town wouldn't be the end of the world. In recent years, she had let her appearance get slightly out of hand. It was difficult to dress well with all the cat hair in her apartment. Her wispy salt and pepper hair was flying around her face. Her black glasses never sat quite right on her face either. Worst of all were her lips. She had a horrible habit of licking them in between words. Being a telephone operator, she did not have many face-to-face conversations. David left work early in order to spruce himself up for the big night. He made sure his hair was greased appropriately and he had on a sufficient amount of cologne. David also changed into his favorite plaid pants with corresponding checkered shirt. He felt that the mismatch of patterns made him appear taller. Dorothy walked into the bar at 4 Farthings and began looking for David Horowitz. She had ideas of what he looked like, but could not be certain, of course. She made her way towards a mild-looking, middle-aged man. He turned towards her with an innocent smile on his face. But when she asked if he was David, he said no, got up, and left the restaurant. David was sitting at the bar when he saw a bird-like woman with frizzy salt and pepper hair question the man 3 seats down. He hoped she would leave so that when Dorothy arrived, she would not get the wrong idea about what kind of bars he frequented. Then, suddenly, he heard the lady mention the name David Horowitz. His name. It dawned on him that this bird woman might actually be Dorothy Pantaleo. Oh, it couldn't be. As soon as Dorothy was alone, again, she noticed a young man staring at her from his seat at the bar. He was trying to get her attention, that much was clear. But why? He looked genial enough, except that he was looking at her so strangely. The first thing she wondered was whether there was anything stuck in the teeth. Nope, all clear. As she continued searching for David in the crowded bar, The identity of the gawky young man became more and more apparent. Just as moments before David had realized Dorothy was the woman with frizzy hair, Dorothy understood why the man sitting on her left wouldn't stop staring. "Hi, are you Dorothy Pantaleo?" David asked. "Yes. Are you David Horowitz?" Dorothy asked. "I am. It's nice to finally meet you in person." Phone conversations could be deceiving, as it turned out. David could not believe that his auburn-haired, 5'2" sweetheart was actually the woman sitting before him. Moreover, David did not know how to feel about the short young man with very chapped lips. "I guess we should find a table, if you still want to." Sure, why not? It was just one dinner. What's the worst that could happen?" Even in an indiscriminate setting such as Fort Farthing's, people had acted differently around David and Dorothy. For example, once they were seated, David was offered the kids' menu and asked if he was enjoying his special dinner with Grandma. It took more than the normal amount of effort to convince the waiter that he was 21 and able to order a glass of wine. For Dorothy, this was all an experience because she rarely went out anymore. The fact that David worked so hard to make the dinner work on her behalf touched her. It had been years since she had felt so accepted by another person. True, the meal had gotten off to a rocky start, but it was only a matter of time before they adjusted their expectations. Dorothy and David often had to adjust their preconceived notions. The ideal never turned into their norm. So the two of them sat down to a dinner of Fort Farthing's finest. It started out awkwardly enough with them reverting back to the small talk of their first phone call, yet before they knew it, they were chatting as if they had known each other for years. Stop it. Would you like me to explain more about it? Because it changes a lot. But
Yeah.
What's the time constraint? It's just everybody has to get out.
I think you should keep going if you want. I have to go because I have a team meeting, but I'd say if people want to do the rest of it, because it really goes in a very different direction that's worth hearing. But before I go, we have something we want to present to you.
Oh.
I wrapped it myself. So the two of us have been fortunate enough to read your short stories for 2 years, me last year and this year, Mr. Feuder 8th grade and this year, and it's been our privilege. And so we want to get you a collection of short stories.
Oh.
And so we got your collection by William Trevor, who's an Irish short story writer, who's a wonderful short story.
He's like, oh.
you're gonna tag along with everyone. Don't cry.
Tag along.
Yeah.
Are you gonna see?
She's crying, going to. She's probably going to.
I'm sorry, I couldn't stay with you.
No.
In DC, I had an 8th grader.
Really?
Oh, that was so nice.
Dorothy had enjoyed her dinner with David immensely, though she had nobody to tell. Instead, she would insert tidbits of her evening onto unsuspecting telephone callers. Her favorite part was when David offered her his CarMax. To have a man who valued the care of her lips. Her lips. After the dinner, David could not stop talking about Dorothy. He had talked about her plenty of times before, which was so weird considering he had never met the woman, but Bill, his roommate, had always been able to distract David somehow. Now, there was no possibility for that. Bill had lived with David for 4 months in a small apartment on Altfield Street. They got along fine for the most part, but Bill always had a feeling there was something about David that was a little off. He couldn't put his finger on it. Bill wasn't the only person who felt this way. Their neighbor across the hall, Cecilia, also felt a strange vibe from David. She was very in touch with her inner chi and could recognize the internal struggle David was facing. Though Cecilia had only known David for a short amount of time, already she knew that his relationship with Dorothy could only lead to trouble. She admitted that David's physical appearance left much to be desired, but that did not mean that he could not make friends his own age. David just never made an effort. He usually spent most of his time on the telephone instead of socializing. Bill and Cecilia saw David less and less, as he was spending much of his time at Dorothy's home on Birchville Avenue. He never explained what they did together, and Bill and Cecilia never asked. They had met Dorothy only once, and David had not allowed them to say more than 2 words to her. Very strange indeed. As Dorothy and David's